Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. What's behind the case? Today is NBD Day. This marks number 17 in the collection, but very interestingly enough, I am actually very impressed with this one, and I'm really excited to review it for you guys. This is the second generation Sire D5 bass guitar in a tobacco sunburst finish. And pardon the mess here in the office, but I will be reviewing this bass. Now, a big shout out to Lobster and a few other channels out there. They did a very good review of the first generation when these guitars came out a couple years ago. This is basically Sire's answer to a 51 Precision body and overall style. The sound is incredible. It's actually got the Dario nickel wound round wounds on there, and from 100 to 45, so a little bit thinner. But this is probably one of the first new bass guitars that I have purchased that I have to do zero setup, shielding, none of that stuff. This is ready to play as it is. So I got the tobacco sunburst color here, and as I mentioned before, it has a roasted maple fingerboard and neck. It is a gloss neck, which is interesting because I don't usually see something like that on a bass guitar at this price point. And here's my Dinosaur as I am reviewing this video for you guys. She just loves having her ear scratched. Her name is Tala. I'm reviewing a bass guitar right now. Can you give me a few minutes? Or you just want your rubbies? Dinosaur. She's about 7 months old. Back to the bass guitar. Now, I did my research before buying this Sire D5, and I watched Lobster's videos. I watched a lot of other videos, American Musical Supply. There's a few other different channels, and a lot of what they were saying were all pretty consistent about some QC issues and the fitment of some of the parts like the neck and some of the fret issues. But it seems that all of these things have been addressed, which is a very cool thing. And also the shielding, which is my biggest pet peeve when getting a bass guitar. The fact that it is shielded from the factory is a huge win in my book, and that was a pleasant surprise to say the least. Now, I will say that there is some minor flaws here. If you look at the way that the bridge is, it is actually not straight. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but you can see that there is a gap here between the body and the bridge. Not terrible, and I don't think that would really have an impact on how the instrument plays, because as you can see, all the mounting screws are right at the rear of the bridge here. So the fact that it is lifting from the front, I believe, is just a flaw when this bridge was pressed together, or it was probably cut and then bent over and then chrome plated. Again, not the most awful thing in the world, but it's something I just noticed as I am recording this video. It's not terrible, but if you do see that on your D5, let me know. I wonder if that is an issue that is just common for something like this. Well, what does this bass sound like? And what is important is I'm now going to use the other camera here tied into the XR18. I have my wireless in-ear monitor set up, and then I don't have anything with the DI as far as EQ is concerned. I will turn off the noise gate, so you're going to hear this pre-EQ, nothing through the amplifier except just using the DI out as a loop through back to the computer, and you can hear everything here through the mixer on this next segment. So as you can hear, the bass has a lot of character with the tone all the way up. And as I mentioned, now I am closer to the computer, which there's going to be a little bit more noise. I don't have the noise gate on the bass. I do have the noise gate on the volume of the vocal mic. So this is the bass alone. Not bad. Again, that's what shielding is meant for. If you are in a noisy environment, LED lights, and we're 1,000 feet away from an electrical substation where I live, so that also can contribute to some extra noise, but very impressed with a single coil. Almost no noise at all. Excellent. So as I mentioned before, I have the vocal mic running at the moment, and I just put the noise gate on this bass guitar's channel, and it's at negative 70 dB, so nothing is coming through anything below that, and that's very, very quiet considering right now you don't hear anything. And then the noise gate closes. Very, very quiet. And if I take off that noise gate, take a listen. Ever so slightly. But that's really, really good shielding. Great job, Sire. I am very impressed with that. Alright guys, well I'm going to end the video here. This has certainly been a fun review for me and very cool to see the improvements made on this particular model here. I'm going to head over to take care of my puppy now because she needs to go outside. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next project.